Okay, so Max, do you think that we're going to get first place in the competition? If you think we're going to get first place in the competition, don't say anything. All right, thanks for your confidence in us. Any wise words for the audience, Max? Okay. All right. I think this is the first time Tara has been on the channel. So,
Thank
hello,
you for
Tara.
having me.
How are you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. Caffeinated up.
Awesome. We're starting the morning with some coffee. So let's see what it's like living with somebody who is in competition prep. What would you say the main change of me versus when I'm not in prep? Like, what's the main differences?
I would say just more frequently tired and a little more quiet and pensive is the words that I used. And definitely shredded and peeled.
Okay. Okay. And is it pretty much, I mean, this is kind of your first introduction to maybe like natural bodybuilding prep or anything like that. Was it kind of what you expected it to be or different?
I think it was a lot better than I expected it to be because I think you prepared me for the worst. And then it turned out to be like not too big of a change in terms of our lifestyle. Like maybe we go out to dinner a lot less and we don't do as much like physically straining stuff. So like not a lot of like physically demanding activities. It's affected it in the way that obviously we don't go out to dinner as much and we don't travel as much. But in terms of like the day to day, I wouldn't say it changed anything greatly.
That's good. That's good. I always say you want your like prep lifestyle and your normal lifestyle to be as close as possible to each other in terms of how you operate. So it's not like this drastic like black and white difference between different phases in your fitness journey. What do you think is something that you're looking forward to maybe like after competition prep is done?
Going out for drinks together,
Going
going
out
to
for
a
drinks.
nice little cocktail bar and having a little bevy.
That's cool. Me too. I'm very much looking forward to that. And then for the shows, what are you most looking forward to for the shows? Because we have one coming up next weekend. It's Sunday right now, so this coming Saturday will be the first show, and then we have that 3 weeks after that. So, like, what are you really looking forward to for those shows?
Just seeing you up there and seeing you guys perform and just the overall experience. I'm super excited for show day and I'm just worried I'm going to get emotional, but I think it'll be fine.
I'll probably be the one crying, but yeah, thank you. And guys, I think it's really important to have like good support systems with your goals, whether it's fitness or otherwise. And I think the biggest thing that we've always talked about was just being a good communicator throughout this. And I think a lot of times in prep, people like tend to box themselves out and they like block everybody else out. But I think it's more important to include people like, you know, Tara is part of the process, and like I make my family a part of the process, and like tell them how you're feeling, tell them what's going to be happening, and any changes in behaviors or emotions or whatever that you're experiencing, communicate that so that everybody's on the same page. And I think just keeping open line of communication, because competition prep is everything taken to extreme, right? Like if you're doing just a normal fat loss diet or gaining muscle or whatever, like you can do that with very little like impact on your overall life. But when it comes to taking things to an extreme of competition prep, like your whole day is pretty much organized in a way that suits the needs of the prep, right? So you do have to be a good communicator and you do have to be self-aware to know that your actions can potentially affect the people around you, and making sure that even if you're hungry or even if you don't feel like awesome that day, like you still have to kind of show up, and it's not anybody else's fault that you're in prep. You know what I mean? Like don't take out the stress of prep on the people around you because they don't deserve that. They're not the one that signed up for it. It's you. So I think that's something as you mature in your fitness journey, probably as you know get more experience doing preps, you just get better at. And this time I tried to be more present and think about that a little bit more. But yeah, so cool perspectives. Any parting thoughts?
We're starting a support group for this for the partners of people in prep. If you'd like to join, link in bio.
Okay. And what do you do at the support group? Just
We just talk about how hot our boyfriends are
oh, okay.
and girlfriends.
All right. Great. Thanks for the interview. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of a voiceover here while we're going over some clips. First, we're featuring a Brody who is doing some stellar incline pressing here. Very good form. Brody's shape is really starting to come together. He has a lot of muscle mass, as you probably saw from the last vlog, but we just need to bring a little bit of that conditioning. So the goal is to dig in a little bit more. He's come a long way in terms of his adherence during this prep. We've developed a lot of nutritional skills and everything, so I'm really proud of him, but we do have some more digging to do, and there's Jack as well. So you can see his delts have really come up, and now as he's getting leaner, some of that angularness, if that's even a word, is coming in. Now at the time of this vlog, we were 1 week out from the warm-up show. So remember, the show that we were aiming for was May 18th, and this was taken on April 20th or something like that. So it was about a month out from the show that we were targeting, but a week out from the first warm-up show that we just decided to hop in. And I'm very happy that we did decide to hop in that show. I'm not going to give you all the details regarding that, even though it was a very successful day for the Team Truth members. But I will cover that on the podcast with Munene and Steve in the next kind of episode here of the Adonis Project. So check out for that episode. If you haven't been listening to the podcast, definitely hop on that. Tons of gold in there for your mindset. And here's Munene as well. Jack's getting a few clips of him. So you've seen this workout a lot, so I'm not going to show you too much of my training here. But I think at the time of this video, I was starting to touch the mid 160s. And that's really where my physique starts to take some shape. So now I'm going to show you guys how we're looking with some posing so you can see a physique update. What is going on, everybody? You probably saw a voiceover of some clips from yesterday. We did some posing. We had Brody out there training with us. We had Jack there to get some good footage. And yeah, we're just actually less than a week out from the first show right now. So yesterday was a really good day to work on posing, see how the physiques were looking, and then we have peak week coming up. So this morning I weighed in at 165.2 after one high carb day. My lowest weigh-in of this prep is 164.8, which is insane. And we wanted to touch below 165 for the first show, and then maybe for the second show, maybe dip into the low 160s. We'll see how things go. But yeah, Munene, how are you feeling going into peak week right now?
I'm feeling very, very good. Super, super excited as well, as Parris said. Just being able to see where we're at from yesterday's session. Max in the background. Shout out, Max. But it was great. Honestly, I'm very locked in. We've planned ahead. Parris has laid out the strategy for me, and I'm just ready to execute. It's great. We were talking about how everything that has come to fruition, what we were talking about from last year till now, we're in it. We're living in it, and it's amazing. And this journey has just been so great so far, and very grateful for your guidance, man. And I'm glad to be doing this alongside you. So I'm just ecstatic right now.
Likewise, man. No, it's crazy because like we started planning this, we started technically prepping in October.
Yeah. And you first talked to me about in September 2022, where we first met, 2022 October, around there. You're like, hey, you should do a show with me. Let me prep you. I was like, yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, I get clients from going to parties and then see. Yeah, no, but essentially because like I spotted Munene's talent and the way he thought and the way he operated, and also of course like from a genetic standpoint and all that good stuff. I was like, okay, he checks all those boxes to like really crush it, and I was like, man, let's do it. And so far he's absolutely nailed every freaking thing of the protocol, every phase. And you've seen the physiques. Him and Brody are looking fantastic, and it's just cool because like you plan these things for so long, and then it's like, wow, it's almost here. So now the excitement is taking over. My last day of like fat loss dieting was Friday, and then I've had one high day, and I have high days now, high carb days to fill out my physique all the way up until the first show. So that's the plan. I've got my plan all laid out too for my coach, and the digging phase was good. It was tough. My low days were like around 1750 in terms of calories. Those aren't even low days. Those are like
call them dig days.
Major digging days, like poverty macro days. And then my high days were still high, but like those low days will get you when you have a lot of work to do and then training hard. Like by the end of the day, I was definitely feeling a little zapped, and some days, not gonna lie, I did feel a little bit like garbage, but that's par for the course. I'll put up some clips of me at nighttime after my last meal from I think my last low day here or somewhere.
Insane.
We'll give it a sec, and you guys can see kind of how the vascularity was looking. So yeah, you're not gonna get that lean without like suffering a little bit, you know what I mean? So we're there. I'm ready to hit this first show, and then I am psychologically ready to like dig a little bit more for the second show, but we'll see what the coach is thinking on that. So yeah,
He's looking insane. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thanks, man. So yeah, we're all bringing completely different packages to the stage, but that's a cool thing. It's like you got to bring your unique set of attributes and display them on stage. But yeah,